welcome to Lenovo Unboxed. We are here in Berlin today, and that can only mean one thing, right, Kevin?
Ramon's Museum?
Nope, David Bowie tour, right? No, we're here to unbox a whole bunch of products. That's a really dumb joke. I feel like it bombed. You think? No, yeah. We're here in the old Postbahnhof train building. We're in the former East Berlin. We're here for the IFA convention, but most important to you guys, we're here to unbox a raft of products, Kev. We've got laptops and lightsabers. We've got smart home products and smartly designed 2-in-1 flippy things.
Agreed. I don't think we've ever unboxed such a broad array of products before. But we're going to give it a shot.
We'll give it a shot. And for all the diversity, there's one thing that kind of holds it together, and that's, I think, a sense of design and engineering, right?
Right. It's three sort of basic tenets, right? We think our engineering should have a purpose, our innovation and our engineering should have a purpose, our design should have meaning, and that ultimately the technology should empower people. Pretty simple, right?
I like it. We always talk about we're not the showiest brand in the world. If you're familiar with ThinkPad laptops, you know that's true. We're not that showy. The idea is for us to make stuff that you have in your hands, and it's sort of the humble enabler of your greatness, and we're fine sitting in the background while you do that. Having said that, now we're going to lead off with a product that is a little bit showy. It's a little fancy.
I like it. It's the new Yoga C930.
All right, let's check it out.
This, sir, is the new Yoga C930.
All right, so for people who don't know Yoga very well, a quick bit of context. Fall of 2012, I know I was in New York City the day that it came out, Kev. It was the new introduction of a new type of device, right? This fliptastic, if you will, 2-in-1 device. It was the start of a new category for laptops, right?
A 360-degree hinge that let you take your laptop from what we termed laptop mode to stand mode, to tent mode, and then flipped all the way around into tablet mode.
The idea being it was an acknowledgement that people no longer work on one device, play on another. You want to be able to Skype, you want to be able to watch a movie.
Exactly.
You're obviously going to do some work at some point when you're done procrastinating.
Exactly.
Right. So 6 years later, we have the latest iteration. The first thing we should talk about is the hinge, right?
Right, so here's the way we looked at it, right? Since 2012, both we and a lot of other people have come out with products with 360-degree hinges. But there'd been nobody, including us, who'd done any kind of significant innovation, kind of significant usability, user experience improvement with the hinge.
You got a hair on your laptop, we just grab that. It wasn't mine.
So what our team realized is that there's an inherent relationship between the direction of the screen, which is facing the end user, and there should be an association with the direction of the speakers. Right, and in the old products, when you had the screen flipped toward you, in anything other than laptop mode, the speakers were not tuned to be playing to you.
Fairly obvious thing to note, but probably not as easy from an engineering standpoint, I assume, to fix.
Hence the new soundbar with the Dolby Atmos speaker system. Right, so the whole point here in re-engineering this hinge is that now, whichever mode the laptop is in, facing you, in tablet mode, you've got the speakers playing to you instead of to the other side of the room.
That's cool.
Hey, it's simple and subtle, but I think it makes a huge difference. You just played with one a few minutes ago.
I did. My friend June was here doing a quick demo, and so the combination of the Dolby Atmos sound and then the Dolby Vision, so there's a 4K display we should mention as well, right?
4K display with Dolby Vision HDR, which difficult to describe in words, but if you haven't seen it, it is absolutely amazing. It's 1.38 kilos or 3.04 pounds. Very, very thin, 14.5 millimeters, 0.57 inches.
The guys here,
available in a couple different colors, mica, iron gray, or a limited edition glass cover. We talked about the soundbar, the Dolby Atmos speaker system, of course, being a key draw of this product. The Dolby Vision, as I said, it is just fabulous to look at. Hard to describe in words, but you will know the difference when you see it.
There's a demo where they were flipping it on and off, and the difference is it's almost like when a professional photographer gets a hold of one of your pictures, and fixes it for you. So
so up to an 8th gen Intel Core i7 processor, 16 gigs of RAM, to 2 terabytes of storage, as well as Thunderbolt. And let me talk about 3 last things here that are really, really cool. Security, fingerprint reader, and a privacy shutter on the camera, right? And a first in our consumer yoga line, a garaged pen that pops out of the back. Right? So it's a yoga, it's a tablet, you want a pen for drawing, writing, sketching, but you don't want to lose the pen.
No, and so let's be clear, you're going to lose that thing pretty quick without this, because I've been there and I've done it.
Absolutely.
So, can we look at the cover while you're talking too, Kev?
Yes, absolutely.
Woo, that's nice. That's the Yoga C930. It's available in October. Obviously, check your local listings.
Yep.
But it's going to start, I know, in the U.S. at $13.49, I believe. Again, can't be sure based on our global audience here, so check in with your local guys. And Kev, let's move on to the next product,
All right,
which
sounds
is
good.
another Yoga, the Yoga Book C930, Kev.
Yep.
This is a follow-on to the original Yoga Book, which you and me unboxed in North Carolina.
Right about 2 years ago.
2 years ago. So this is the sequel. The Yoga Book was known for having like a kind of crazy halo keyboard.
Right.
The new one, we're also saying, has magic in the keyboard. So
It
let's see how
does.
much magic. Go ahead, put your hands out. And sweet mother of God, it's in your hands, Kevin. How did this happen? So this is the new one, right?
It is.
A little bit of a change in the keyboard situation, a big change, and a change in the way that we're utilizing the two displays, right?
Right. So when we looked at the way people were using the old one, what we found out is 70-something, 72, 73% of people actually used it in laptop mode. But they really liked the fact that it was thin and light, but they wanted more interaction. They thought, honestly, there was more we could do. So what we've done is, instead of just having a Halo keyboard that was a digitizer type pad that you used paper on, we've changed the bottom screen now to e-ink, right? So of course, with being e-ink, it can be an e-reader. It is now a sketching, drawing, and note-taking tablet, and the keyboard is built in to the screen. Okay. Now let me geek on this a little bit. All right, it's very, very cool. And the fact that the keyboard is actually part of the screen lets us do some really cool things.
Okay.
Right, so the keyboard, as I said, lives in the screen. So one, it gives you haptic feedback when you touch it, so you get the vibration. It gives you audio feedback with left-right separation depending on where you're typing.
Okay.
And I don't know if we can pick this up on camera. When you touch it, you actually see the key to press.
That's cool.
Right? And because the keyboard is virtual,
It's very steampunk.
it supports 30 different languages. Right, so if you're in a multilingual household or a multilingual environment,
If you speak fluent Japanese,
as some of us do,
one of us, yeah.
you can actually switch the keyboard between any of 30 different languages. It's actually really, really cool.
That's awesome. And you mentioned, I know you lived in Tokyo for a while, and
I did.
You do actually speak Japanese. I can't even get Spanish down. But you mentioned you used to do that. You used to get the dual keyboard for your ThinkPad, but this is kind of a new thing for a Yoga Book, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I had to go track down Japanese keyboards for a ThinkPad and install them with screws and cables.
That's cool.
Yep.
Kev, what else do people need to know about Yoga Book?
Okay, so I talked about my second favorite geeky cool thing, which is the keyboard and the fact that it supports 30 different languages. Now, check this out, right? This is a very, very thin laptop, and it's very tightly machined, right? Tolerances, fit and finish, everything like that. So what they realized over the course of the year of development of this is that unless you have like substantial fingernails, it's going to be pretty difficult to get this thing open.
So I'll have to tell you, I'm a user of the original one. I still use it nearly every day, every weekend for sure. And I'll admit it, unless my teenage son is around with his fingernails, I can't get it open.
Right, so check this out. We use an accelerometer, which is just a fancy name for a motion detector, some memory metal, and attach that to a magnet. And you know, if you remember from your high school or maybe elementary school physics class.
I dropped out of high school, sure.
When magnets are opposite pole to opposite pole, they attract. And then when you pull like pole to like pole, north to north or south to south, they repel.
They repel.
So put all that together, accelerometer, knock, knock.
Interesting. So not only does it not magnetically attract, it's actually pushing it apart.
Magnetically repelling itself to pop the lid open. So let's go around the horn a little bit, Gavin, on the specs. 7.75 grams, which is 1.71 pounds, 9.9 millimeters, comes in iron gray. Top screen is a 10.8 QHD IPS color screen with touch and pen. Bottom screen is an FHD e-ink black and white display. We talked about the dynamic customizable keyboard, the knock to open. Also has Dolby Atmos sound, supports the Lenovo Precision pen, which is an active Bluetooth pen, which can be used on either display. 10 hours of battery life. The pen has 4,096 pressure levels. Comes with either an Intel Core i5 or M3, 4 gigs of RAM, Windows Home, and 256 gigs of SSD storage. And you can add more via the micro SD slot. Right now, as we always say, availability is slated for late October, and prices will vary around the world, but it is due to start in the United States at $999.
It's cool. And I forget if you mentioned Windows. You did mention Windows?
Yes, Windows 10 Home.
So that's a change from the previous. I know we had Android and Windows, and we're going all in on Windows now with the new one. So a little extra productivity, right?
Yes, it is.
Cool. That's it on the yoga book.